What's up, guys? It's Kamal here, and I figured this morning I'd bring you guys a video on flasking. I actually had somebody in the Discord suggest that I do a video about flasks, and I thought, you know what? That's a great idea. I need to change some flasks around on my spin to win. So let's go ahead and look at this. Before I get started, if you do enjoy this video, please consider liking the video. If you want to see more videos like this, please consider subscribing. There will be a link down in the description below for the Discord and the PlayStation community. I guess not a link for the PlayStation community, but it's Exiles United if you want to join the PlayStation community. Not really too much that I do myself over there in the community. The Discord is probably going to be where the most activity is going to be at, so hop into the Discord. There will be a link and figure out what's going on. So flasks, they're actually extremely useful. The flasks that I run with more often than not is 2 healing flasks and then usually 3 quicksilvers, but on this one I run with 2 quicksilvers and a sulfur flask of adrenaline. I really like the increased damage. So there's traits that you're going to want to look for on your flasks. There's a couple prefixes that are okay, but the suffix traits are going to be the ones that are going to be the most beneficial that you'll find. Now, you can have up to 2 prefixes and 2 suffixes on the flasks. That's the most that they can have, unless they're unique. Unique flasks are their own ball game. I have a couple that I can show you, but these unique flasks are going to be used in fairly specific builds, if you will. But they're there. There are unique flasks that you can use. I don't use them too often. I prefer just using some good blue flasks. So if you start out with just a base, right? We'll consider these ones bases. Like I said, the prefixes are kind of There's a couple of them that are okay, but when it really comes down to it, those only really matter for the health potions, at least in my opinion. And that's because you can get ones, it's called Cautious, which is really great for your health potion, which is 100% increased recovery when low on life. There's another one called Experimenters, which can increase the duration. There's Panicked, which is instant recovery, but it has 25% reduced recovery. Perpetual's another okay one. It increases the charge recovery, so you'll be able to use your flasks more often. But I mean, honestly, that's really about it when it comes to the prefixes. Like I said, what really matters is the suffixes. These ones are extremely good. These are the ones that I go for more often than not, and that's because one of the most annoying things in the game is when you're running through a map and you get frozen, or you get fucking poisoned, or you start bleeding, and then you're kind of stuck. You have to pop a portal real quick, hop out, that way you can get yourself healed up, unless of course you have the ability to negate it on your flasks. Now on my healing flasks, both of them I do have remove from chill and also immune to freezing. So if I get frozen, I can pop one of my healing flasks and immediately bust out of that frost. It's very good. This one, the sulfur, I found this flask and I picked it up. 40% increased damage. Awesome. Identified it. 29% increased movement. Wow. Okay, so I can actually use that instead of a quicksilver. So higher end maps, I'll typically run with this to get me a little bit more damage output, but then you can't spam cast your R1. A lot of people don't know this. This is something that I believe a lot of people haven't realized yet, but if you have all health potions across here, or even just if you have a health potion in L1 and you're out of this health potion, if you click L1, you'll use whatever next health potion is closest to it. Same thing goes with R1. If you have a Quicksilver Flask here, Quicksilver Flask here, Quicksilver Flask here, you can just hit R1, 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 and use all of the charges through all of the flasks. Now, the downside is if you have this Sulfur Flask here, and then the Quicksilver, the R1 will use the sulfur. Once the sulfur's gone, you actually do have to click either right or up to use the other flasks, so keep that in mind. So when you're crafting flasks, occasionally you'll get one like this sulfur, and you'll see, oh shit, well that's got a fairly good a fairly good trait on it. So I don't want to get rid of that trait, but I'd like to get more. You can always try. You can try with this right here, which enchants a magic item with a new modifier. So this will actually put an additional modifier on it. So plus 17 to maximum charges. I mean, I don't think you can do it more than once. I think you can get 2 on there, and then that's it. Yeah. So I mean, that's okay. Now I have the bleeding here. I have frozen here. So that means I still need a poison one. I need to get a poison flask because bleeding, freezing, poison. That's the other big one. Now, once again, that's going to get you from the suffixes. So the prefixes don't matter too much. Now, this right here, the Orb of Alteration, you will go through a lot of these trying to get the right flasks, because what you're going to sit here and do is you're just going to go. All right, well, that's another freezing one. Freezing, freezing, freezing. Come on, poison. Come on, poison. Jeez Louise, man. Maybe this one, it just wants to be the freeze one. Are you... I think it's trolling me. There we go. Wow. Holy crap. See, the game is very trolly sometimes. So you've got remove from bleeding, remove from poison, remove from freeze, remove from freeze. Now, one of these, it would be good if it had like instant recovery. That would make it a lot better. But I don't want to risk losing the freeze because I spam a lot. So what I'll do instead is with this other one, this is the one that I'll try to roll until I get ignite on it. So let's go for it. And I lied in the beginning. You can get one prefix, one suffix. Man, still more freezing. More freezing, more freezing. One prefix, one suffix on these flasks. It is not 2. I lied. This is insane. Are you guys seeing how many of these... it's like every other one. That was like 3 in a row. What is this? Oh my god. It's just mind-blowing. Somebody please. How many times has this been a fucking freezing one? Maybe this is supposed to be an anti-freeze flask. That's just crazy. This is what we'll start doing. Wow. That's so crazy. Again and again. This is just... Alright, well, apparently this one is a Quicksilver Flask of non-freezing. You know... I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of annoying, so I believe that I don't want that flask. I waste out of the 150 orbs of alteration, I think about 70 of them came out to be the frozen one. So okay, that works, I suppose. But yeah, so I still need one that is going to do, well, I don't have any more orbs of alteration, but I guess TLDR, now that you're at the end of the video, the prefix mod doesn't matter so much. The suffix mod, however, that's going to be the big, at least in my opinion, the big thing that's really going to change the effectiveness of a flask. The two that I don't have on there that I would really think would be good to have would be immunity to shock and immunity to ignite. Like, in a perfect world, you'd have across the middle. I mean, and this is, you guys, if you're an advanced player and you've been playing forever, please, I understand a lot of this stuff. These are new players' guides, okay? These are for people that are not pushing tier 15s, okay? We're not super far in the game. We haven't been playing on PC since the game, came out. So, yes, I understand that there's different flasks that you're going to want to use. But if you're newer to the game, I would personally suggest trying to get a flask that can get rid of, at the very least, bleeding, poison, and ignite. You also want to get rid of freeze. Now, if you can, it would also be good to get one that would break you out of shock, just because that's, it's more debuffs. I mean, the less debuffs that you can get on yourself, the better you'll be. So yeah, I mean, the flask, the increased recovery would be optimal, as well as the, remove from freezing. On these, try to get your immunities, because it's a pain in the ass when you're running through a map and you're, doing your thing, kicking butt, and all of a sudden you notice that your life is going down faster than you have the ability to PlayStation Pad and X so that you can pop out a portal. It's a pain in the ass, and it's frustrating. I get it. So, I mean, that would be my suggestion. Just try to get, even if you don't get ignite, like I don't have ignite on mine, freezing, poison, bleeding, very important. And in increased recovery, if you can get the increased charge recovery for, for the Quicksilver, I mean, that's even better. Quicksilvers are great because you can you can spam them and sprint through the map super quick. You can clear out a map. Let's see. I'll do one real quick. This is going to be a tier 2 map. We'll burn through real quick, and I'll just show you what I mean by, if I get frozen or anything, you'll see the flasks in action. Always gotta love these loading screens. Now, hopefully, what doesn't happen is, we get kicked from the game due to a server disconnection or something of that nature, which is, it happens a lot. It's pretty standard. They have a lot of optimization to do here on PlayStation. But I mean, you can spam these flasks, and it can really make it sprinting through maps a lot quicker, a lot easier. And of course, like I always say, the quicker that you can run through maps, the quicker you'll get loot. The more stuff you'll get, and it just makes the game a lot more fun. The faster that you kill stuff, the more fun you'll have, even though you desync all the time, like what you just saw happen to me. Those desyncs are very frustrating and annoying, but, it is what it is. Let's see, I got about 5 minutes before I have to go and get my wife from work, so we'll see if we can finish this map out in that amount of time. By the way, this is the upgrade on my Cyclone that I've done. Now, granted, this is just a tier 2 map, so obviously it's nothing too, crazy. But I'm clearing out tier 8s pretty efficiently. Go, go, go. And this is why I love the Quicksilver Flash. Just the ability to just sprint through super quick. I mean, you pop a flask, run fast. And then, I mean, obviously, as your builds progress, as you start doing different builds, you're going to want to find the flasks that cater specifically to your build. The reason that I run a Stibnite flask is, or not a Stibnite, a Sulfur flask, is the more damage that I can output, the more life that I'll gain. The more life that I gain, the more I can, you know, the longer I can stay in the fight. Bam, there we go, game over. I'm not even gonna worry about the rest because I gotta go. If you guys enjoy this video, if you want to see more videos like this, like I said earlier, please consider liking the channel, subscribing to the channel. If you want to show support any further than that, consider becoming a patron. There will be a link in the description, or donating directly to PayPal, whichever you prefer. If you don't want to do either, well then, fuck it. Just, I mean, like the video, join the Discord, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel. That works better than any other way. I appreciate your time. Happy 420. Go smoke some weed.